All right, let's dive into this. Imagine being a college athlete, grinding through practice, dreaming of NFL stardom, and then, boom, in one split second, your entire season, maybe even your trajectory, changes forever. That's what happened to Jaedon Harmon from Tennessee. ACL tear in practice. Not during a game, not chasing a Heisman winner, but just practice. And here's what cracks me up. The NCAA's response to another player's mistake is to slap a 2-game suspension for repaying a $427 flight. Let's unpack this madness. First off, Harmon's injury isn't just a personal setback. It's a microcosm of how fragile college football careers are. This guy was a freshman phenom last year, racking up tackles on special teams and showing flashes on defense. But here's the kicker. His biggest game came in the Music City Bowl, where he tied his season high with 4 tackles. Why does that matter? Because it highlights how coaches hoard snaps from young players until it's safe to use them, like they're Pokemon cards you only play when the game's already won. Personally, I think this conservative approach stifles development. If Harmon had gotten more reps earlier, maybe he'd have been a breakout sophomore star. Instead, he's now facing surgery and a long road back. Now, let's talk about Arion Carter's suspension. The NCAA's decision to ban him for accepting a flight during the NFL draft process feels like they're playing whack-a-mole with rules. He repaid the money, right? But the NCAA still said, nope, sit 2 games. Meanwhile, the program loses Harmon to injury and Carter to bureaucracy. What's the bigger issue here? The NCAA's outdated amateurism model. If players can profit off their name, image, and likeness now, why is a $427 flight career suicide? It's hypocritical. In my opinion, this suspension isn't about fairness, it's about control. The system wants to remind athletes who's boss, even as boosters pour millions into nil deals. And here's where it gets even more fascinating. Tennessee's linebackers coach, Inge, is preaching leadership as some kind of magical trait every freshman must absorb. He name drops the veterans, Campbell, Carter, Telander, as examples. But let's pause. Carter's suspended, Telander's a transfer, and Campbell? He's a junior. Since when is 3 years of experience veteran status? This isn't the NFL. It's college, where players redshirt, transfer, and reinvent themselves every year. The idea that leadership can be force-fed in a meeting room is laughable. Leadership comes from experience, from failing, adapting, and earning trust. But in college football, it's often a buzzword coaches use when they're thinning out depth charts. Let's zoom out. Tennessee's linebacker depth is supposedly the deepest unit, but how much of that is smoke and mirrors? Harmon's injury and Carter's suspension expose a system that's stretched thin by transfer portal chaos and one-and-done NFL ambitions. Teams stockpile talent like canned goods, but when injuries hit, and they always do, the cupboard looks bare. And here's the irony. The NCAA's punishment for Carter's crime might hurt Tennessee's season more than any opponent will. If they stumble early, does that justify the NCAA's moral high ground? Spoiler, it doesn't. So what's the takeaway? College football's power structure is built on contradictions. Players are both student athletes and commodities. Coaches preach leadership while treating underclassmen like spare parts. And the NCAA? They're the DMV of sports, bureaucratic, tone-deaf, and allergic to common sense. Harmon's injury isn't just a tragic twist of fate. It's a symptom of a system that prioritizes rules over people. And until that changes, every snap these kids take is a gamble. What do you think? Is the NCAA's grip on college football doing more harm than good? Let me know in the comments.